Welcome to the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast. I gotta admit, sometimes I watch hobby watchdogs and sports card content like we're in a zoo. That's Kai. I'm feeding the animals. First off, Kai, welcome back. Secondly, how the hell you doing?
I'm doing good. A little darker. I didn't know if they would let me back in the country, but I'm
You need
here.
more of a beard.
Yeah, I know. Grow it out a little bit, maybe a little bit more darkness, I guess, some more melanin, but
Yeah.
doing good.
Listen, it's good to have you back. You missed 2 episodes. Nothing really seems to have happened in the sports card world that is major to think about. I mean, we have the NBA Finals going on right now, which I watched Game 5. I was impressed, honestly. I thought the Pacers were going to be able to kind of take that game, and then they weren't, and then the Thunder are now up 3-2, and now Halliburton is apparently hurt.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, he's got I believe a calf strain or a hamstring strain. So
they're probably cooked.
It's a shame, not because I'm a Pacer fan or whatever else. It's just fun. Basketball is in my opinion the best sport to buy the entire year. I'm gonna be buying a bunch of basketball. I just bought a bunch of basketball. I'm gonna be selling a bunch of basketball at Fanatics Fest this weekend. And I'm already starting to think about my next moves going into the National. 7 weeks away at this point in time, actually 6 weeks away, which is terrifying. And now about to be sitting pretty cash heavy going into that. I like to say I have moves prepared, but frankly, you saw me something at 80% comps. I'm just going to buy it and figure it out from there.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of plan all you want. Stuff's going to come up. You're going to sell stuff you didn't think you'd sell. You might get a crazy offer on eBay, or might just get binned on eBay and you thought you'd have it to the National. You can prepare all you want, but it's not going to go how you want it to, which isn't always a bad thing. Dude, stuff might come up that's pretty cool and you get it and, you're happy.
It's one of those things that when people say they refuse to put their cards on eBay, I just don't get it. Not because it's PC for life or whatever else. You never know what the sale is going to be. Perfect case right here. And this is a very small scale, but it's worth talking about. And I hope the data comes up on Card Ladder. So this past weekend, I went to a local show in New Jersey. I've been going to a couple more lately. It's been fun. I've been going with a friend of mine. And it's easier to do shit when you have someone else with you doing, card stuff as well. And I picked up a Terrell Davidson case auto. Pretty card, super nice. And you can see the comp there at 202. I put on eBay at 249.
Why was it 202?
I don't know.
That's so random.
It was not an auto decline at $200. I paid $80 for it. I said, hey, this is a cool card. I know there's this comp. I don't expect to get anywhere near this, before then to $5 to $40. I'm like, hey, I'm going to take a gamble on it. What's the worst thing that happens? Put it up for a stupid number. It doesn't matter. And within 2 days, because today's Tuesday, I bought it on Saturday. It sold for $200. Why? How? I don't fucking know. It doesn't.
Can you click on it? I just want to see what it is. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen that set.
It's a cool card. It's very pretty. It's super nice. It's a great thing to own. And I was like, all right, this is sick. I'm gonna have a Fanatics Fest. I'm gonna put out $100 or 125, whatever. I'm gonna do it for 80. It doesn't matter. 2.5 times my money. Basically 2x after fees and everything, but you know what I mean? You never know what's going to happen with these until you give it a shot. Because comps are great. Don't get me wrong. It's a guide. It's not the rule. If you think something could be undervalued, you should take advantage of that to the best of your ability. Not saying you show comps and mega bid till, the end of tomorrow, but hey, I think that this could be a good value price. And if I can get it for under the theoretical comp value, even better. You know what? That tells me I can go try and buy something else and not take advantage of the situation, but take advantage of my belief and knowledge in the sports card world. Another example, this happened literally today. And these are always cool. I don't know if Carlotta will show it just yet, but it will. So I sold a 2005 Vince Carter patch auto, 759. $300, not a big deal. Literally last sale, $264 for a raw version. I know for a fact, if I priced this in a showcase at $300 at Fanatics Fest, I would have been offered 230, maybe 240, and I would have taken it because this is the comp. This is what's valued at. I know what I'm into it for. Hey, that maths. But I put on eBay 350, and within an hour and a half, 2 hours, it sold.
Yeah, like you said, I've never really understood why people are so like anti eBay. I get it. It's like effort. You know, you got Speedy, something like a tool like that obviously helps, but like just in general, like you never know. There's way more buyers on eBay than whoever you know in general. Like even just Instagram, there's probably infinite multiple of people on eBay than you know on Instagram for cards. Like I think it's worth the couple minutes it takes to list, especially like decent, like mid to high end cards. I just have never understood like the gripe against eBay.
$35, Romo Dunze, rookie roll call auto. That's a full ask. I price it at $20 because one literally sold today for $22. And then before then, 38, 60. I was like, you know what? I'm not sure what this is going to be at. $35, whatever. Did I undersell it by $5? Maybe, but who gives a shit? I thought it was worth 20 when I got it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think people's main gripe has always been like the fees, but it's like you're going to get beat down in person anyways. If you can get more than you would have gotten in person on eBay and you don't have to go to a show to sell it, like it's kind of a win in my opinion.
Even if you don't get your price, the entire point is that it's on eBay or it's on alt or it's on an auction house place because you might think it's worth $5,000. Someone who needs that card, who hasn't seen it sell in X amount of time, maybe pays you $7,000. And guess what? They might not be going to the National, Burbank, Nashville, Atlanta, Minnesota, a 60-table show in New Jersey. It doesn't matter. You know where they might be going, though? eBay.
Yeah. Well, you had that one Credentials did well.
That did $550.
And you had no idea what it would do. I don't even know what you paid for it, but I'm sure you paid
I paid like $200 for it.
Yeah. It's like that's a great example. It's like a card that's not gonna, you don't know where it's gonna show up, when it's gonna show up, but you had it, you auctioned it, like, you know.
Yeah, that's a home run because once again, if you gotta have it, I put it on eBay $2,500 and put a 1K sticker on it for a card. So I said, fuck it. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Find another. You can't. And I said, all right, obviously this is not going to sell at a show. I could oboe it and just wait. But I also figured, let me get the cash out. I don't need this. And $512 on a $250 investment after SGC subs, or costs, I should say, absolutely worth it. Why'd I go SGC? I wanted to make sure it was real. I wasn't sure. I wasn't going to sit with it at PSA.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, it's like I've never understood why you wouldn't take a few minutes and just throw like nice rare cards on eBay. Like you never know.
It's just like, I get it. People want to have the lowest barrier of entry as possible, and that's why like Speedy is a thing. Because no, is Speedy perfect? Fucking absolutely not, and it's never gonna be. But the entire point is, Kai, you know how many times I go, and this was not like planned to talk about Speedy, but it is what it is. You know how many times like I go on my eBay and I'm just like, oh, like, hey, let me just like throw these on there. Like I'll go downstairs, I get a drink of coffee, or I'll like run to the bathroom or whatever else. I'll let these run. I don't expect these to be perfect, but I'm like, oh, hey, it's better to just run these through now, come back in 5 minutes, and then make edits and tweaks. It's really like not that hard. And I know for a fact these aren't perfect because I just did them. Today, they're going to be like, okay, they're not going to be great. Oh, that's pretty good, but it's a red to 99. Or, hey, I know the Joel Embiid, it's not going to get his name right, but I got the kaleidoscope. Wow, it's almost like I just did this. Oh, I can make these edits in 30 seconds. Like, the point here, and the Roman Day one sucked, whatever. But, like, it's still getting better. We're improving it. And this is as bad as it's ever going to be. If I'm downstairs doing something, and I can come back to 100 cards scanned in, sick. I'll worry about it when I'm done because I still have to price them later because I don't want to be responsible for pricing your shit because that's how you get sued. And I'm not interested in that. But
yeah,
it's just the smallest bit of effort, and you never know what can happen on an open market, whether it's auction or buy it now. And I think people kind of got to get out of their own way about that because that's how I created this. That was my problem. I fucking hated listing on eBay, and I still did it, but it was such a pain in the ass.
I mean, we're also, it's just like a lot of people think that, like, I don't know how to phrase this correctly, but like people view, I don't know why people view eBay as like such a negative. Like, it really is only a
Taxes.
positive outside of like maybe buying stuff and maybe sometimes getting screwed with like damages, but like there's really no downside to using eBay.
It's taxes. People don't want to pay taxes.
Well, sure, yeah, but I mean, I don't really view that as like a plausible excuse. Like, you're just evading taxes if you sell enough and don't pay taxes. Like, you know,
You're not wrong. I mean, I think
Yeah.
it comes down to general laziness, taxes, and not wanting to set public comps. And it's so funny that that
Yeah.
is the main concern in our industry, and it will always be. As this becomes more monetary focused, because it's only going to continue that way, in my opinion, not less so, setting comps is dangerous. I don't buy on eBay. I fucking hate it. Why? Because I know that if I go and sell it on Discord or eBay itself or a show, hey, the last comp is 758. Why are you having it at 900? It's like, well, you see, it ended at 4 p.m. on a Tuesday, and you weren't bidding on it, and the last sale before then's $1,000. What do you think is going to happen here? I'm not going to take $600, like,
Yeah.
on all or PWCs or sorry, Fanatics or Leland's or whatever else. You kind of get a little more leeway, but it feels like with eBay, it's like, well, anyone could have bid on it. Why are you asking more?
What do you think is I'll have to run the numbers on mine later, but like, what do you think is your comparison on how much business you do on eBay sales versus like shows and directly, like, percentage-wise?
It depends. I
Not to like make this entire episode about like gassing
no,
eBay,
it's a
but
good
like,
conversation. I have to think about it out loud. So I've done a lot more shows lately, but I've also not brought my cards to shows. When I'm walking into a local show in New Jersey these last couple of weeks, I'm going with like 3 to 5K cash, and I'm expecting to be the largest fish there, if not top 2 or 3. And generally, that's been pretty right. I've been able to get some nice stuff that is sold on eBay, on Discord, not even in person, but like there's been moves I've been able to make as a result. And that's a very small sample size. When I'm not doing that now, which is going to be most of the year, I would say 30% of my deals are online, whether that's buying, selling, trading, whatever else, in terms of like total volume. I think 40 to 50% is eBay, just straight selling, whatever else, because usually it'd be like cheap shit for auction, or someone has to buy it and then they oboe it or whatever else. And I would say the other 20% in person, because like I do one-ish show every month or 6 weeks, depending on Dallas or whatever the show calendar is looking like. And that's probably going to be my cadence moving forward. I'm always going to try and do Dallas, with the exception of 4th of July, because that's just a bad weekend. I didn't make the last one because of my flight, but I went to Galveston instead. The Nationals right around the corner. We have Fanatics Fest this week. Like, I'm generally doing about one major show a month every 6 weeks. I think that breakdown is about right.
Yeah, I think I would have said something similar. I think I would say like 40 to 50% of my stuff's probably eBay sales.
Well, you've only done 2 shows this year. Major shows. You came to Dallas once.
I think.
Did you come twice?
I did Atlanta. I did Dallas. I think, yeah, just 2. And then I'll be at the National in a few weeks.
Do you see yourself doing more shows in the future? I mean, like right now you have like no responsibility in terms of like a wife or kids or dog or anything. Like, do you want to do more shows in the future now? I know you've kind of stepped your buying up a little bit more with, I assume, national prep or just like money being more available or whatever else. But like, you've also been buying a ton of shit lately. It's great to see.
I don't know. I like doing shows, like seeing everyone. Obviously, that's probably my favorite part, is hanging out for the weekend. But I don't know. I mean, I do fine when I do shows. Like, it's not like I go and break even, but like, I just don't like really need to do shows, I guess. I will go when it makes sense. Like, I do a few Dallases a year, I would say. I'll probably do a Dallas towards the end of the year.
Dude, that's
I would have loved to go
one.
to Fanatics, but it just didn't work out.
That September Dallas is going to be really fun.
Yeah, that's going to be a great show.
So, for reference, the Dallas show in September is September 4th to 7th. NFL kickoff is
That's the same weekend, I think.
um
It almost always lines up, I'm pretty sure. Because last year it was the first week of the season.
it
'Cause I
was
wanted to go home Sunday to watch the Falcons.
it's being a little slow loading. September 4th. Yeah, so that's the first week.
Yeah.
That's gonna be really fun. That show's gonna be dead on Sunday. There is
Oh, you won't see me there on Sunday. I'll be gone.
no fucking shot I'd be there on Sunday anyway, generally. Week 1 of the NFL season, fuck that. I am leaving.
Yep.
You do have 2 games that that show cycle. You have September 4th, 8:20 Eastern, Cowboys Eagles. That's going to be actually kind of bad for the show.
Well, last year it was the same concept. It was what, Packers, Eagles?
Yeah, but the difference I'm saying is like Cowboys.
Oh,
but Thursday's also like not for normal people anyway. So it doesn't
I'm never
matter.
gonna forget last year when Jordan Love got hurt and everyone was like mad at that little restaurant.
Oh yeah, that was funny. And then the Friday, this is going to impact just like what people do after the show. 8 p.m. Eastern, so 7 p.m. Central. Chiefs Chargers that's a fun game.
It's a good game.
Yeah, Dallas is fun, man. I am a little upset that I'm not going for 4th of July, but also not really. Let's be honest, I'm not that upset.
Yeah, I think if I didn't just go on this trip and you were going, I probably would have went. But I'm just kind of like cooked on flying for a few weeks.
Where did you fly to in Mexico?
So we went to Dallas, spent the night, and then flew to Cabo, San Lucas, whatever it's called. It's Cabo.
How far is that flight?
It's not bad. It's just taking 2 flights. It was like 3 hours to go from Texas to Cabo, and then like 2.5 to go from Florida to Texas.
That sucks.
So it's like 6 hours of flying, and then the way back was literally the entire day. It was like 9 a.m. I didn't get home till like 1 in the morning.
Was it because like you just have the small airport by you in Tallahassee, or just like?
Well, we flew into Tampa and then had to drive a few hours. But yeah, it was like layovers, time change. Like it was just the whole day basically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it was a fun trip. It's just I'm flown out for at least a few weeks.
Yeah, but you also went for 2 weeks too, so you actually got your money's worth.
Yeah, we were probably gone for like in Mexico for like 10 days and then a couple days of travel. So yeah, that was pretty cooked.
Yeah, that's not fun. I mean, I got lucky with our honeymoon to Greece. It was 10 hours direct at least. There was no like weird layover or anything like that.
That's a long flight. Never done anything that long.
That was unpleasant. And when we landed in Athens, we had a layover for like an hour or two, and then we went to one of the islands. But when you're in Greece, at that point, it was like 20-minute flight. You got on, you gave them the bag, and it's like, all right, well, we're going down. Like, that's it.
Did you have a comfortable seat at least on the long one?
It was Emirates. Dude, Emirates is, if you ever have a chance to do that, it's kind of wild. We were
Isn't that the ones with like the crazy fucking like lay down like seats?
So no, not the seats we had. So I booked the literal last row of the plane, not because it was cheaper, but because of how they configured it, at least with this airplane model. The last 2 or 3 rows were 2 seats, not 3. I guess it was like because of like their wagons for like moving stuff, or just like for whatever reason. So it was worth being at the back of the plane to have like our own row, as opposed to being row 17 and having a random person in the middle of us or to the left, whatever. So that was worth it. And because of how large the plane was, there were 2 rows of like being able to like get up and get out of like your seats. So it didn't even like take that long to like get on or off the plane.
I mean, I would enjoy doing that. I guess better than being stuck in the middle seat for 10 hours.
That
Can you imagine?
Dude, I barely slept on that flight. It was the most uncomfortable I've
Was
ever
it
been.
like during the day, or was it a night flight?
It was a night flight, so it was like midnight Eastern, and we got in at like 3 p.m. I still have one of the flight tickets over there. I'm not sure if it's going there or coming home, but
Yeah.
Dude, I'm,
Yeah, that was
I'm
the
married
first
to
time in Mexico. Was the first time I ever had a paper boarding pass.
Oh, they didn't have the digital ones, or just like you
No,
didn't download the app or
I had to
whatever.
get it printed out.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, traveling's a pain in the dick, but you gotta make it worth your time. I'm actually not going to do the burping show in August, most likely, just because of how much time I either would need to take off work for a new job or just to make the schedule work, because it's a 6-hour flight for me. And I've done it in the past where I flew out Wednesday and came home Sunday morning on a red eye. It sucks. And I'm not really looking forward to that, especially if I'm in a good spot card wise and knowing that Dallas is 2 weeks later.
Yeah, I was actually planning on doing it. I haven't booked anything yet, but I've been saying I was going to do it, so I would like to do it. I guess we'll see if it happens. But
Yeah. I'm probably gonna make my decision on that after the national, which I'm not usually one to do that. I like to book my stuff like well in advance.
so do I.
If I was still at my old job, I probably would, because like we're off that week. We're right around that time. They gave us a week off of work at the end of the summer, which was great, but like I would not have been able to hold out another 2 months at what I was currently doing or what I was doing. It would have made me more miserable. But we can talk about something that doesn't make me miserable. Well, actually, it does. I hate New York City. But Fanatics Fest is this week, and it's going to be fun as fuck. The shame is that Kendall was supposed to be setting up with me, Kai, and
Oh,
he
really?
can't make it.
Well, do you have extra cases for yourself now, or what's the deal?
No, we ended up getting our friend, actually. It was actually one of my friends who I got national space with last year. So we're used to setting up at shows, not bothering each other. I'm very optimistic about this show, but I can see pitfalls happening, mostly due to cost. But like the people who complain about things are probably not my clientele anyway, and that's like not like me being an elitist, like I'm so much better than you. This is still expensive anyway. It's like $75 to get in for the day. Oh, 60. Maybe they dropped the price, maybe not. I don't know, but like maybe that's like not taxes.
Only positive, I guess you could say, is like if you're not really a card person, I feel like you probably get close to your money. It's probably a lot of stuff to do throughout the day, I would assume.
Oh, there is. No, it's sick. I'm trying to convince one of my friends to come with me just because I think it'd be fun I'd buy his ticket and be like, hey, just come to the city, hang out, like do card stuff if you want, but like there's a lot of neat shit going on that you'll be able to experience that I can't. This is not a sports card show. Fanatics Fest is a sports experience that also has a sports card show. It's like when you download an app that has like these 3 main features and then like you use it for like inventory management. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, and also that thing. And that's fine. Like you can love the inventory management of like a software. It's great. But it's like not the selling point. You just enjoy it for that.
I still think it's hilarious how much they charge you to bring your child in.
Yeah, $30 is definitely not cheap. Now, like I get it because the venue is so expensive, but it's the most expensive show I've set up at across the country. Obviously went up last year because damn inflation or whatever. So I expect to do well. I have a pretty notable deals lined up for cash. So my show is handled, and maybe I will not walk around New York City with that cash. But if you mug me, that would be kind of inconvenient.
Yeah, someone mug Dave now that they know you're gonna have cash.
Listen, all I'm going to tell you is that you're not going to want to know where the money is.
Oh boy.
I'm going to swallow it.
Oh jeez. How are there hotels like right by it, or do you kind of
I have no idea.
Go a little bit? I know
I'm
you're not staying there, obviously, but
I'm commuting in. I gotta imagine there's a ton of hotels there because Java Center is like such a major thing, but I can't imagine they're cheap.
No, I doubt that. Yeah.
So, shout out Sean Kelly, I guess. I don't. I guess the closest hotels are like a
I
couple
mean, that's
blocks
really not
away.
that bad though, right? It's what 2-3 blocks.
Um,
I don't know if you can walk there,
you can
can you?
definitely you can walk this. So like, I'm pretty familiar with New York City. I've worked there for 3.5 years pre-COVID. Like this is not bad. The entire area there, like maybe at night you wouldn't want to walk, but like it's also still gonna be daytime. Like the show ends at 7, so it's not like you're gonna be like sketched out, but it's not a bad area. It's just one I wouldn't want to walk with a Zion case in at any time of day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
What is behind it? Is that a football field? Like
um,
that stuff?
I don't technically know. I just it's a Starbucks, I guess.
Oh, is it just like a grassy area with like shops?
Uh, I
Kind of.
don't know what this is technically supposed to be. I think it's just the roof.
Oh, that's the roof.
Yeah, I don't know like
Oh,
why it looks
that
like it
makes a lot more
has.
sense.
Yeah, it
See,
just.
I thought that little gray box, the 9 gray boxes right there, was the entire Javits Center. I didn't realize it was
No,
the entire.
Javits Center is. I've had the pleasure of going to the Javits Center now a couple times. I went for the New York Auto Show when I worked for BMW. I went twice, and obviously I went for Fanatics Fest last year. It is a incredible space. Obviously, the best location for a sports car show you could have that we've reasonably seen in the 10 years I've been doing this. Nothing wrong with the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Chicago, or Rosemont, I should say. It's a very nice venue. It's not fair to compare the two. This is a premier location for anything, and to have it be a sports card show is amazing. I actually was looking into the information regarding Atlanta and Detroit for 2028 because they are going to ask us to vote on that on the Tuesday of the National. And what's super interesting about it, is this the right one? So, this is the right one.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. This is the convention center. Oops. That's the convention center website. This is the convention center right here. That's Canada. Right there is Canada. That is driving distance away, which is maybe not shocking.
Drive through the ocean.
I mean, there's literally a tunnel and there's a bridge to the left.
That's a fucking tunnel? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, that's a tunnel right there, and then there's a bridge. So, like, it's obviously drivable. I don't know what customs or such would look like over there.
If you don't pass customs, they just fucking throw you off the bridge.
Me, they would, but that's fair. No, this may be not shocking anyone who like is from Detroit or has gone to Detroit. I've never actually been, but yeah, it was kind of like a little shocking when you like zoom out. It's like, oh yeah, like I knew Michigan was right there. I didn't realize Detroit was literally like next to.
I never knew that either, to be fair. So
like, I figured there'd be major cities around it. I didn't realize Detroit. That's pretty neat to me. Going to commit some fraud and then run over international waters or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more likely that would make someone from Canada to go to the national, unless they obviously live like right all across that border. But like,
it makes me want to buy hockey for that show.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think in the North in general, hockey's good. We haven't really seen a show that, at least I haven't really gone to a show that big in like Detroit, Michigan, Milwaukee area where hockey's like, people love hockey up there. So I'm assuming.
I mean, that's assuming that it does win the vote. I'm gonna vote for Detroit. I hate Atlanta, and it's not even like I hate Atlanta because like I didn't have fun there. I didn't have a good show. I went to Atlanta once for Culture Collision. I hate the airport. It is a huge pain in the ass.
How far is the airport from the Detroit one?
I don't know.
Is it like can you see it on the map anywhere over here?
Let me just check this. So I don't have to like edit this later because I don't want it to have I had my house address. So it's like I don't want to get bounced.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't think like either location's like really ideal. I'm sure they have their reasons for making those two, whether it's cost or whatever, but like
it's about 30 minutes, which is not bad.
That's not bad. That's probably what you would expect.
That's pretty reasonable. And I've not started looking into Atlanta, but like unless they really do wow me, I'm voting for Detroit. I don't like the city of Atlanta. It just is not. I didn't have fun. I did not have fun when I went there the one time. Other than the Hawks game we all went to, but like that doesn't count because I could have fucking done that at a Pistons game with my friends. I would have been happy. Like that's not a real like benefit to that
It's
city.
not even like one of them safer than the other one. They're both pretty dicey.
Yeah, they're both a little sketchy. I mean, like at least with Detroit right there, you're right next to Canada, and it's like on the water. So I imagine that like there's probably a police presence over there. Atlanta, I'm worried I get shot. I'm worried I would get shot over there. I don't know what the fuck the area is. There's no Canadians over there.
It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, it's obviously a really long time away, right? Like we're not even at the first of 3 Chicago Nationals.
No,
so we have a while.
This is basically 3 years from now. But it matters only because we're going to have to vote on this in 6 weeks.
I'm just saying like we're a long ways away, but it's like interesting to start thinking about it and as like a concept.
I mean, we were talking about this national in like October, November, and December. Like this industry, in my opinion, is not that hard to get good at. Obviously, if you have money, it's better because it's a pay-to-win system. But if you start thinking about this in an intelligent way, it's really not that hard. I kind of know who's going to be popular at this national, at least from a basketball perspective. It's going to be Cade. Cade's probably going to be the hottest selling player at this national.
At the
Chicago one.
Really?
I think people are going to really be trending for Cade. I think they're going to be really trying to go and get either Halliburton or SGA on the cheap, whoever ends up losing. Probably going to be Halliburton. I think there's going to be a lot of people going after Paolo as well. I think Paolo's going to be very trendy. Like those second, third, fourth year guys, I guess fifth year in some instances with Cade. I think Cade's going into his 5th year. But like those young-ish players who people believe they're not peaked. Anthony Edwards is kind of tricky because I think he's too mainstream now. So a lot of those guys, if I can get anything on a decent value, I'm going to buy. But guess what? It's not going to last the national at this point. I can say whatever I want to, but I know it's not going to last until then.
Yeah, I would say it's always hard because like I feel like you're always like biased to like the present, but I would say a lot of the stuff I'm getting that's like good stuff, like I want to kind of put it aside to the national, but it's getting hard. It's like it's selling when I post it if I'm getting a decent offer on it, or if I'm reasonably priced on it, it's moving. Like
I didn't think this would sell today for basically
like,
my ass.
Decent stuff is hard to keep right now. I know like you can have your opinions about the market or whatever, but I don't remember it being this difficult to like hold on to stuff last year or the year before.
It's not that it's difficult to hold on to stuff. It's like greed is good. Greed, in my opinion, is a good thing. Now, when you turn into stupid greed, different conversation. Kai, if you bought a car for $1,000 last week when you were on vacation, and a repacker or someone you know, and like it's like, hey Kai, I'll give you $1,400 cash for that. Would you take it?
Did you say 1,000 or 2,000?
You bought it for 1,000. Hypothetically.
Okay.
You got it for $1,400.
You said 2,000. I was like,
no, yeah. You want to lose $600? I got a guy for you. It's me.
I mean, yeah, I'd probably take it. Just depends what it is, but it's hard to beat like 50% in a week, especially when you're not doing anything.
Well, let's say the last comp was $1,150. You pay $1,000 cash for it, and then a sale pops off for $1,500. They're not playing right now. It's not Jalen Williams. We can use that example if you want to, but you know what I mean? Like it just, hey, you had one good comp in your favor. You paid $1,000 for it. Now you got a great comp and you get offered $1,400 cash. I would take that. I'd be like, fuck that.
Yeah, it's a good example because it's like people are either A, going to do that. Like, we'll take the offer, or B, they may be like, oh, well, maybe I'll get 1,600 at the national, but obviously it's a maybe, and it's a maybe it'll go up. So it's like, would you rather? I would just take 50% profit. I'm so fine with that. Dude, in most cases. So
you don't have to hit a grand slam every time you step up and play. You can hit a double down the line. I fucking love flipping cards. I enjoy flipping cards more than I enjoy buying them. To me, it's more fun and exhilarating to like get the deal done and move items than it is to buy them. Buying shit is super easy, in my opinion, because you have money, you want money, I have money, therefore give me this. To me, that's not hard. What is more enjoyable about it is like, all right, who am I going to sell this to? Who am I going to trade it to? And how is it going to happen? That is way more enjoyable to me. That's like just how my brain is programmed now. Is that good? Fuck no. Terrible. Not a good thing at all. I'd recommend you don't act like me. But unfortunately, I'm broken, and this is how I've been for the past decade. So, actually, more like 28 years. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I've started to. I think I've kind of trended that way more. I think I used to be more hard headed when it came to like, wanting to either get my price or get more. But like, it's just so much better when you're able to like turn stuff over faster. Obviously you don't want to sell yourself short. That's one thing. But like, if you're off by $50 and you're already making 30-40%, like, and you do deals with this person relatively often, like, I don't see why you shouldn't do it unless it's a really specific circumstance. But like, yeah, I've tried to get better at that lately. It's hard to do that, like change your ways if you're really stubborn on your prices and stuff. But I think you kind of learn and adapt to be more, I don't want to say easygoing, because I don't want you to cook yourself, but like, it's good to build relationships and just get deals going with random people, and you can get more going and move your inventory, restock. Like you said, it's fun to flip the cards, that's the fun part about it. So
like, that is why if I held things more like tangible assets and held them for longer, I would win maybe a little bit more on cards. I would also lose on a lot because I try and buy and sell and trade, not weird shit, because I've gotten better at that, but I try to get items that I think will always have a very high floor. Case in point, the Vince Carter patch auto that's on my desk that I already sold, or something that has a little more of a leash I'm going to try and grade, which is this Jared McCain Galactic. Like, this is on my desk. This is going to go to PSA. It won't be ready for the National, but guess what? This has a leash until October, theoretically.
Yeah.
And PSA has been pretty fast lately for me. So,
well, when you don't do the deal or you pass on the deal, it's always going to be like a maybe. Like, maybe I'll get more the next time. Like, you're never going to know, which doesn't mean like definitely do it, but something to consider. Like, you never know if an offer as good as that one will come up again. So
I'm more of the belief that the money that I can get now from that theoretical flip of $400 profit allows me then to go buy something worth $1,600, $1,650 in value and go from there. Like, what it comes down to is the fact that I enjoy moving items, and that to me is the most fun. I can't do this full time because I would flip cards too much, and I'd be sitting there being like, I have to spend $50,000 today. Why? Like, what am I doing? Like, that would
talk really quickly about the freaking. I don't know what the thing is in the last few months. It's probably about repacking, but like people posting, I need $50,000 cards with comps. Like, it makes me laugh every time I see it.
So I've said this a few times, and I will say this a lot. I genuinely cannot tell most of them apart. Not because I'm stupid, but because I genuinely do not know who you are as a person. And that is, to me, the funniest thing, because I just see like the dollar side, not because I can't tell that you're a human being. I don't think you are, but like there's nothing about you that stands out. And maybe that's bad business at the end of the day. Everyone wants to pay in today's market about 85% comps. Any schmuck with money is going to be able to pay that. If they're paying below that, you've cooked yourself and you're stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So if everyone's paying realistically 85, some up to 90, anything beyond 90, if you're paying over 90% on comps for cards, you're either buying Fleer MJ Jordans or you're a repacker and you're making 20% on the skin or whatever. What's the slip? Whatever the what's that terminology that people use?
I don't know, Dave. I don't do a repack.
Okay, Kai. We looked into this, and I would have gladly done it, but we're stupid. So
joking.
I know. I don't remember what the
like a buffer, kind of like
an artificial buffer. When they comp the cards. Oh, it's $500. We're just gonna say it's $560 though, for the purposes of the repack. You know what I mean? Like they build in their margins. Well, I guess margin's the right word. artificially for cards. And that's fine. I get it. That's why they can pay up to 100% comps. Because you know who's getting fucked on those? The people buying the packs.
The
Not
dad
you.
coming home from work after working for 8 hours, gambling on whatnot.
That is a different conversation.
Shout out Chad, his first whatnot stream, one of my oldest card friends.
Yeah, let me pull up Chad's whatnot. I love Chad. Chad is, I don't even know how I met him because it's
Probably
been
through
so-
me, honestly. That's literally one of the first people I met in cards.
Chad is actually a legitimate OG because I remember, and this was I've said the story on the podcast a couple times. I remember Chad running around the 2015 or 2016 National trying to buy Trey Young cards like $4 or $5.
Okay,
It was
well,
either
it couldn't have
Chad
been
and Nick.
2015.
What?
He wasn't even in the NBA yet.
Oh, there was.
I think it was
whatever.
like 2018 or 19.
20, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the point is, this was like a long time ago relative to now, so thank you. But like, it was either Chad and Nick, Nick being NM cards, or just Chad.
Yeah,
But
those are
like
two of the
one or
original
two of
people
them
I
were
met.
running around buying Trey Young base prism cards for $4.
Yeah,
So
love Chad, OG
Yeah.
friend.
it's really hard not to.
Yeah, we had to show him some support last night and buy some of his singles. We were in there, grinding it out. But give him a
Yeah.
follow.
I think, but I follow him.
No, not you. I meant the audience at home.
Oh yeah, you should go follow Chad. He's great. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep buying his shit. And
I know.
Like
I
you,
think
you
we
can
probably
not
won
follow
half
if
the
you want.
cards.
But so Chad ran 50 cards last
50 or
night.
60, yeah.
I won about 30. Like that's not even hyperbole. I think I won maybe 25 and you won like 10. So
Dude, I
between-
wanted to win the freaking giveaway. That was a crazy giveaway for our
Oh
first
yeah,
stream.
so like obviously this part is sponsored. Obviously Chad's paying us a ton of money for this, obviously, because he's so rich. He gave away a freaking Justin Fields.
What is that?
Gold
Is that
standard
gold
RPA?
standard or impeccable? What was it?
I think it was gold standard. So it was actually a nice patch.
Yeah,
too.
I've known Chad for a while. I was really surprised he gave that away.
It was, I think it was literally this card. Not
Yeah.
like this card, but like
It was like the FOTL one, I think. He's even better than that one, actually.
Chad gave away more in his stream than I think his card sold for.
He probably
And I love
did.
Chad, and I think he would laugh at that statement. I hope, but I think that's about right.
Yeah, probably.
So,
It's so
sorry,
funny.
sorry, Chad. Everyone should go watch his stream and tell him that I sent you, and then watch as I beat you for the cards because I want them.
Yeah.
Or
Good
don't
guy.
join, and I'll do it all over again.
So funny how we were in there for pretty much the whole stream, and then like
Yeah.
he gave away the fields and his viewers like tripled.
I wonder what signals more people to join a whatnot stream. Saying you're selling downtown ticket booms, comma, saying you're selling downtown ticket booms at 85% comps, comma, giveaway.
Well, I wonder how they
Actually,
like know the giveaway. Like, I wonder if they just like click in and out of streams all night, like wait till giveaways pop up. Like that has to be what was happening, right?
I mean, listen, how many phones do you have available right now, Kai? Can we do this?
We could add a lot more than 50 in there. That's all. I'll tell you,
It's
Dave.
KB1 cards, KB2 cards, KB3
I
cards.
know. I should have rigged it, huh?
Listen, I'm giving you ideas for the future. He's gonna give away his house one of these days. So like,
Gonna have to bot whatnot giveaways.
I guarantee you can make some decent money doing that. It would
You
be a lot
probably
of
could.
shit. You get a lot of like Topps holiday packs or something like that, but like you probably would get like a decent card every now and again.
Yeah. I mean, shout out Chad. That was a crazy giveaway, honestly.
I know.
I thought one of us were gonna win. We were one of the only people in there for a while.
But he fucking ran it based on who won. We would have
Well,
actually.
yeah, obviously. We had like a 6% chance until the giveaway started, and then everyone joined.
I know. What an asshole. Fuck you, Chad. How dare you give away nice cards? Piece of shit. But what else? Touch on Fanatics a little bit. National 6 weeks away, which is terrifying.
It's just a quick one, but that Curry sale was pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, the $500,000
Yeah.
roughly.
Not really that important, but like I thought that was pretty crazy.
It was USA. What did it officially end at? Like 512? 518.
That's nuts.
I don't get it, but I don't have that kind of money available for cards. So,
Yeah.
And then the gold one, the different photo, did 80,000. Which
That's so crazy. A fifth the price.
I mean, I get it. One's a super, one's not, but also like this is a 17th year roughly auto of Curry.
Yeah.
Like you could have bought like Spotlight. Like you can bought like Spotlight signatures of Curry. That's $2,000. What's the 1-of-1? Like this is really cool in my opinion. This is $9,300. Like that's pretty good. If I'm just thinking about cool photos. The milestone one where he hits this is the highest sell ever, by the way. I just want to make sure that this is clear.
That's crazy.
This is the this is not the one where he hits the
That's the one against the Thunder in the playoffs where he hit that deep
this
three.
one's badass. That's $20,000. I was thinking about the one where against the Knicks where he got the threes record, but maybe that's not 1-in-1. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, that's it. That's the card. That's a shit auto, but like
I don't like that one, honestly.
But like, you know what I mean? Like if you're like looking for like iconic Steph Curry
Yeah, sure.
moments.
I mean,
And these are the highest sales ever. You can get them for
dude,
cheaper.
you could get 50 really nice flawless patch autos for the same price as that one Olympic card.
Yeah.
Which to each their own. I mean, I'm sure the Olympic card's sick. Like it's hard to deny that
disgusting.
it's
Don't get
sick,
me wrong.
but you know.
Like these are the highest sales ever. You can get 10 of the highest sell ever for Curry's. The 1-of-1 flawless, which is a 6, which is hilarious. In peak COVID pricing, 10 of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just talking about Curry stuff. You can probably get one of the most insane collections ever, if not the most insane. Like barring some with millions of dollars, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Just interesting. I mean, I really didn't think it'd go for that much, but obviously a couple people wanted it pretty bad that had that kind of money to spend. So
I'll never get it. What else was I gonna say? So two things which are super funny, not relevant at all, even to sports cards, more like TCG. So one of my friends was at a Walmart 2 or 3 days ago. He was either there getting like TCG supplies or just like was shopping, whatever else. He saw 2 Hispanic people literally fighting, like throwing fists over TCG. The restock had just happened and they were like in each other's faces, shoving each other over like Pokemon and Final Fantasy packs.
crazy. You should have got him to get us a exclusive video.
So he got a picture of it, of the guys. If I can find it, I'll throw it on the screen now. And I didn't call it their Hispanic because like that's like racist or anything. It was just like that was because he has seen, because he goes to Walmart, I guess, to get magazines, he's hunting for some Pokemon as well, that there's like 10 to 15 of them sometimes stalking the repack. The 10 to 15 of them those people waiting for the restock to happen. And that is quite crazy.
Yeah.
And the second thing, which I was going to talk about with the same friend, actually, it was the same conversation, to go figure. I caught myself as we were talking about things, because we were talking about like PSA drop-offs in New Jersey and stuff like that. We sound like drug dealers. There is like no separation in like how I talk about things between selling drugs and selling sports cards if you just listen to it and not have any context. It's like, oh yeah, you know, like, we should go set up a PO box and like we'll have this guy like do a dead drop and he'll come pick it up and like we'll give you cash or whatever else. It's like we are not selling drugs, but it really sounds like I could be.
Can we avoid fees on eBay and do the deal directly through like Zelle? Like, can I save you some money on fees, no taxes?
Yep. Like it is. This is an incredible industry, and once again, I don't call it a hobby anymore. It's not. If you want to be involved in this financially, which you can choose not to, If you want to, it's like the fucking Matrix. You take the blue pill, your life continues on as it is. You wonder if it's a dream. You take the red pill, you're on Andrew Tate's podcast doing whatever else. And also you're selling sports cards. It's not a hobby at that point, unfortunately. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. Meet up at a show instead of mailing it.
Yes. Like, I'm being handed multiple thousands of dollars in cash.
People's backpacks are just filled with $100 bills.
What'd you say?
I said people's backpacks at shows are just filled with $100 bills.
I will never forget Deal Me Slabs handing me a bag of $100,000 in cash and telling me to just watch it. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Running away.
You didn't know me that well. I could have. He's like, you have to do your shows before. It's like, you want to watch this bag? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I don't care. Like, whatever. Like, yeah, don't let it out of your vision. There's $100,000 in cash that I need to get more. I'm like, what? Why? How? What? When? Can I have it? You start asking all the questions to yourself. Our industry's dumb sometimes.
Don't hand me that money, Dave.
What?
I said we've known that.
But it's the only one we got where it's gonna continue to be like this in my way. It's gonna get more money focused. It's also, I guess we'll end on this note too, because it's a good conversation. It's so funny on Instagram too. Like, there is rampant scamming, rampant issues with people, a lot of problems whatsoever. But if you have money, you can make those problems go away. Because there are a lot of people on Instagram who have significant bankrolls, whether they earned it or not is a different conversation, but like they obviously accumulate some wealth on their own, nest egg or not, or backer or whatever else, who everyone fucking actually hates. But you can buy your way out of hatred with money. And it's in the real world, not that much. 6 and 7 figures in the real world of like equity and business and multi-million-dollar things is not a ton. In the sports card world, you are basically fucking Jesus Christ. So you can do nothing wrong. You walk on water. We're all blessed to be in your presence. You have a bankroll. And yeah, like, you can buy your way out of any bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see it turn into that over the last like 5-10 years. Like, it was expected. I mean,
I would say in the last 1 to 3 years.
Really? I feel like it's honestly not necessarily COVID. Yeah, I guess not really COVID-ish. So maybe like 2022, 3. Yeah, you're probably more right. Last couple years. The
best. I mean, you were around for Brandon's cards. I think we've talked about that before. What a great time.
That's iconic. That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
That was about 8 years ago. I think that was before I met Casey. So
yeah, that was pre-COVID for sure.
So I wonder if I can even search this. I wonder.
We did it before on the podcast. There's like one article that you pulled up.
So I do repeat myself every now and again, but this was one of the funniest situations that ever happened. I don't know if I'll find anything. Well, this is probably the one that like set it off. So this is 2018. So this was actually before I met Casey. Sold Acuna Gold for $3,000 best offer. Just got a request mistake by his mom. First off, Acuna Gold auto for $3,000. That is some 2018 timing right there. Assuming it's a first. Actually, 2017 Bowman 1010 for $3,000. Jesus Christ. This was the kid who basically had access to significant funds, 6 figures, which back in 2018, and even still today, is a lot of money, but it was very different in the sports card world. Would buy the most insane shit ever. And then basically got caught by his parents, and they tried to charge back all of these people. And thankfully, because they were so well off financially, they were able to eat the cost. But it's one of those things where you had to be there to truly experience the absurdity of things, because we're talking like some of the best cards, best modern cards.
I mean, yeah, he had like a Babe Ruth like cut with someone. I remember it was like
he had a Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, Christy Mathewson, and like 3 other like Cy Young, like 6-way Deca booklet auto that is just one of those most insane things ever. Not just one of the cards. I sold him cards.
He had to have spent at least a couple $100,000 on whatever kind of credit card that was.
If it wasn't a couple $100,000 cards, they would have been worth millions today.
Honestly, visionary. If his parents wouldn't have canceled him, dude would have made a good amount of money because COVID was right around the corner.
Yeah, maybe he caused it.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll never know. But it was one of those things you just had to be there for it. There's just not going to be. You're not Brandon's cards. You're not the real one. You're a phony. You're a phony, Brandon's cards. No, you got to be there for that. I know we talked about this actually in the group chat today too. Hottie, the guy who had the $100,000 Ben Simmons card.
Classic.
Yep. 100K Ben Simmons. $150,000. I'm sorry. This winner. That's a terrible photo.
Might as well be that tiny.
Can we get the actual photo up here? Oh, that's
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's a real winner.
Wonder if he still has it. I don't remember if he sold it or not.
He sold it to a Japanese or Chinese billionaire, Kai, remember? God, you fucking casual. Trust me, bro.
What a guy.
Of all the guys out there.
Only OG Instagram members will remember these events.
This was like 2017, 2018.
These were community building events.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's
and
like
then last thing,
sports cards.
What's that?
So it was like the multiverse of sports cards.
I know. And then Platinum Card Break shut down. They did it a couple months ago, but like, people were talking about it now because DRC made a post about it, which is hilarious. If I can quickly find it.
What's going on here for you page, Dave?
Just comedians. Because everything's a joke. Some OGs right here. And of course, I have the top comment. Yeah, Platinum's out of business.
It's crazy. They were one of the biggest names in breaking for a while.
They were Backyard Breaks before Backyard Breaks.
Yeah.
Like, when I think about do I like Backyard Breaks at all? No, not really. That's not a secret. Do I sell them? Yeah. Why? Piece of shit. I can't imagine Backyard Breaks being around for 50 years. Platinum technically survived, 8? They were formed technically January 5th, 2017. They're probably doing breaks a little bit before then, so maybe they got around a decade. This was the king for quite a while. And they're obviously gone. I don't know what G and all those guys are up to. Doesn't really matter much to me. But yeah, this was the king, quote unquote. If not them, then it was Leighton was around, but who's the other one I'm thinking of? Who's
I don't know.
They have a blue logo. I think it's still so bad. It's not David Adams, but it's the other one.
I honestly don't know.
Man, if I saw the logo, I would know it, but it's a blue logo. It's not Steel City. I did the most generic search on purpose. Can I find them quickly? Maybe I'm thinking Mojo. Maybe is there a company like Mojo that sells shit?
Maybe Mojo Breaks or something. I don't know. Not sure.
Maybe I'm thinking of these guys.
Oh.
I don't know. How long have you been around Mojo? 62,000 videos tells me I'm probably right. 14 years. I think I'm thinking Mojo Breaks. Maybe they redid their logo or something from blue to red, but 2011 Topps Baseball Series 1.
It's crazy.
That is We're gonna get it. Oh, we're not getting the actual break or anything. That's wild. Oh, this is 17 hours ago. This is recent. Fuck that shit. I wanted to watch the old break. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is some old YouTube history, and I'll end on this. You see how these videos are 9:49, 9:58, 10 minutes, 9:56. So YouTube back in the day, if you didn't have enough subscribers or you weren't like a partner or anything like that, you had a 10-minute maximum video length. So you would see videos be broken up, which basically means that if that happened today, there'd be so many stolen cards. There'd be a lot of stolen cards.
For sure.
Yeah, that's all I got. Kai, anything else you want to touch on?
Not really.
All right. This was a good episode. Next week, probably a bad one. I get one good one a year. So this
on and off.
Yeah, mostly off. But thank you guys for watching. Next week, that. Bye.